Welcome to Biggest Spoilars, the destination for exclusive spoilers, latest updates.
General Hospital spoilers update for December reveals that Willow Kane will intrude Drew Kane and Jen Sidwell while Jacinda Bracken tries to charm Tracy Quartermaine. For starters, it looks like Willow will have to take Scout Quartermaine to her sitter after that brief stop at Alexis Davis's house. Drew eventually allowed Scout to see her family for the leaves, but maybe it'll only be for a quick visit. Willow will find out a secret according to Monday's spoilers, so it's possible Scout will unmask Commodity during their auto lift. There'll indeed be a scene where Scout opens up to Willow in her vehicle at some point. Of course, it's also possible Willow will find out about the note that was transferred to Alexis regarding Michael Corinthos' whereabouts on the night Drew got shot. Alexis might discover the rearmost Michael and Tracy news if she wants to give Willow a little stopgap ahead of the trial. At the Quartermaine manse, Michael will invite Jacinda to join the Boxing Day fun and drink her in. That'll give Jacinda a chance to interact with Tracy and try to adulation her up. Tracy is someone who gets charmed fluently, so Jacinda may have her work cut out for her. Although Tracy may appreciate the fact that Jacinda is helping Michael, she'll have some enterprises. Tracy would suppose it's fair for Michael to keep certain secrets from her, so she may feel like he's not giving Jacinda the full picture on Commodity. Jacinda knows Michael was at Drew's place the night of the firing, but there may be Commodity differently that Tracy's upset about. However, that's clearly Commodity that could set off alarm bells for Tracy, if Michael admits his relationship with Jacinda has come real. Spoilers say Tracy will give Michael a warning while Drew gets one of his own at Windmere. Sidwell will talk about the deeply disquieting allegations that Portia Robinson made in court. Drew will act like Portia's lying, but all that'll matter to Sidwell is Drew's part as a Solon. Sidwell will advise that Drew's only useful to him if he's in office. However, Sidwell will be prepared to let Drew sink alone, if that changes. Willow will ultimately intrude this discussion and apologize for being late to the party. Once Willow comes shambling in, she'll ask Drew and Sidwell what she missed. It's possible Willow could hear a bit beforehand, so that could be another path to uncovering whatever secret she's about to discover on Monday's show. Meanwhile, Jordan Ashford will come through for Laura Collins by furnishing some information that Laura could use to her advantage. Laura will take all the help she can get when it comes to her fight against Sidwell. Back at Windmere, Marco Rios will have a lightbulb moment. Once alleviation strikes, Marco will give Lucas Jones updates and try to get him on board. As for ADA Justine Turner and Sonny Corinthos, they'll dispute over whether there's room for Argentine area, presumably when it comes to their relationship or the law overall. Sonny and Justine will continue to get under each other's skin, so their collective manipulation thing could get decreasingly complicated. Eventually, General Hospital spoilers say Cody Bell will partake some wise words, so we'll see if Molly Lansing Davis is on the entering end of his advice or someone else. General Hospital spoilers update for the week of December 29th to January 2nd reveals that Sonny Corinthos will have a warning for Michael Corinthos while Britt Westbourne hopes for some birthday fun. Lulu Spencer and Nathan West will also get near, so that's what observers can anticipate. For starters, Laura Collins will score some fresh intel thanks to Jordan Ashford, so this news could help Laura as she goes up against Jen Sidwell. Speaking of Sidwell, he'll advise Drew Kane that his worth hinges on him remaining a congressman. However, also Sidwell will no longer have any use for him if Drew can't get re-elected due to all his dishonors. As for Willow Kane, she'll hear a Scout Quartermaine confides in her. Willow will also ail Drew and Sidwell's discussion with her appearance at Windmere, so she'll no doubt pick up on the weird pressure. While Lulu and Nathan's connection grows stronger, Jordan and Curtis Ashford will make a choice together. Does that mean Curtis and Jordan will be ready to go each in on their future? Meanwhile, Valentine Cassadine will prompt Carly Spencer not to worry when it comes to Charlotte Cassadine and her knowledge of his whereabouts. Still, trouble could be brewing since Charlotte told Rocco Falconeri she saw Valentine. Rocco could potentially unmask what he's learned, or perhaps Ace Cassadine could indeed gossip since he was sitting there when Charlotte confessed, too. Over with Britt, she'll decide to have a birthday festivity. Will Britt move Brad Cooper to party with her, or could she ask someone like Rocco or indeed Liesl Albrecht to celebrate rather? Next, let's talk about a couple of programming changes since an encore will state on Wednesday, December 31st. The show will play a reprise of the 2024 occasion involving Lulu's reunion with Charlotte in Prague. On Thursday, January 1st, GH will offer a homage to Anthony Geary by replaying Luke's farewell to Port Charles occasion, which firstly vented back in 2015. The current action will renew on Friday, January 2, so the drama will toast up formally again. Christina Corinthos Davis will get a shock while Laura faces a new demand from Sidwell. Plus, Sonny will deliver a stern warning to Michael since Willow's trial isn't over yet. Maybe Sonny will want Michael to be prepared for any curveballs Alexis Davis might throw. Since Alexis will be busy settling on a courtroom tactic away, Michael should presumably worry. Alexis entered a letter about Michael being at Drew's place when the firing took place, and she knows Tracy Quartermaine saw him. You can go. Alexis will try to make that word work to Willow's advantage in court, but she'll need to do some fix work first. As for Dante Falconeri, he'll have a significant discussion with ADA Justine Turner. There'll be some important effects to talk about before Willow's trial resumes. General Hospital spoilers and updates indicate that 4 ruinous events are approaching for 4 different people in Port Charles, likely in the coming 4 weeks. Heartbreak looms for these characters, so let's cave into all the disquieting news and the emotional impacts that lie ahead. Portia's maternity test results to begin with. Portia Robinson's dilemma is bound to be painful no matter how you look at it. Curtis Ashford formerly has a deep affection for this baby, so he'll be agonized if he discovers he's not the father. Also, Isaiah Gannon is starting to conjure about the possibility of getting a pater. To Portia's child if the DNA test results don't favor Isaiah, he'll be devastated. Naturally, there's a chance that some manipulation of the maternity test could complicate matters and heighten the drama. In any case, some hearts are fated to break due to GH's rearmost who's the daddy riddle and the unfolding exposures. Jacinda's painful bifurcation with Michael next. We need to bandy Jacinda Bracken as she has deeply fallen for Michael Corinthos. Still, their relationship feels doubtful to endure, particularly given the falsehoods girding their justification that originally brought them together. Ultimately, Jacinda is bound to lose Michael. There's a possibility that her deceitfulness about her hassle with Ezra Boyle on the night of the firing could impact this outgrowth. On the other hand, Michael might find it necessary to end effects to avoid any implicit guardianship or visit controversies that could arise again. Jacinda's history as a companion and her history with the anesthetized Drew Kane won't profit Michael, leading him to potentially discard her, just as Nina Reeves has provisioned. Drew realizes his worst agony when his memories of his firing come back. Drew might soon defy his most intimidating fear if he undergoes a complete recollection of events of the night of his firing. He could come to the shocking consummation that Willow Kane was indeed the bone. Who shot him? The narrative seems to be steering towards this unsettling disclosure, suggesting that Drew could be in for a ruinous shock in the days to come. And now that they're wedded, and she's under his roof style, does he know she won't finish the job? It's a fine kettle of fish when Drew realizes not only is his new bridegroom simply using him to get her children back, but his life may still be in peril. Brennan's dirty tricks come back to hang him. Carly Spencer is set to shatter Brennan's heart, as she has been intimately colluding against him and uniting with Valentine Cassadine right under his unknowing aspect. The anguish that Brennan gests might push him to take drastic conduct fueled by a thirst for vengeance. Still, it's his own underhanded tactics that are now returning to afflict him, potentially leading to a murderous hassle with Air. According to General Hospital spoilers, these ruinous exposures are on the horizon, accompanied by a host of other distressing surprises, so make sure to stay tuned for all the preceding conflict and chaos. General Hospital spoilers allude that while there will be some characters in the land of Port Charles who'll be getting nothing but coal in their socks, there are some special individualities who'll probably get putrefied by the gleeful old brownie because of how good they were this time. Who hit St. Nick's 2025 nice list? See below. Brooklyn Quartermaine has done a 180 metamorphosis, getting one of the nicest characters on the show. She's a safe space for all the Quartermaine seed and acts as a mama figure to any of the youngsters in need that live in the manse. She's a great woman, an inconceivable kinsman, and an amazing friend. Sure, she was the reason the Britt Westbourne secret was exposed to Rocco Falconeri, but in all honesty, leaving the train out was a mistake. Will Santa bless her with getting a mama again in 2026? Giovanni Gio Palmieri. Speaking of BLQ, her natural son Giovanni Gio Palmieri hits this list because he's got a heart of gold. His meltdown at the 2025 Nanny Ball was hard to watch because he's such a good person with good intentions. While he's made some miscalculations along the way, miscalculations that Dante Falconeri seems to overreact to, Gio always does the stand-up thing by taking responsibility for his conduct. He's a pious person who's defensive of his musketeers and family, plus, he's been a great swain to Emma Scorpio Drake by being someone she can talk to about anything and supports every crazy idea she may have. Cody Bell likes to act like a bad boy, but when drive comes to push, he's a soft, old teddy bear. He may have entwined a little when he set up out his also gal, Sasha Corbin Gilmore, was his natural kinsman, but Santa will probably forgive him for some of his errors as he was a good Joe for most of 2025. Plus, he's won over Molly Lansing Davis's heart, so how bad can he be? Jason Morgan. Important like Robin Hood, who steals from the rich to give to the poor, Jason Morgan does some bad effects at times for the lesser good of humanity. No bone can denounce him for anything terrible he's done to Drew Kane, and the very fact that he tossed everything away to save Brit at the Five Poppies Resort had Ms. Claus conking and averring he made Santa's list this time. Elizabeth Liz Weber. Not numerous would open their home to the city leper, so this speaks volumes about the kind person that Elizabeth Liz Weber is. She tries her hardest to be a good friend coworker, without judging. Port Charles was bustling with holiday cheer, but underneath the sparkling lights, a storm of secrets, revelations, and emotional upheaval was quietly gathering. For Willow Kane, the festive season had barely begun when her world became entangled with betrayal, shocking discoveries, and the weight of hidden truths. Her day started with a mission: take Scout Quartermain to her babysitter after a brief stop at Alexis Davis's house. What seemed like a simple errand would quickly evolve into a journey filled with confessions, revelations, and dangerous knowledge that could change everything. Scout, always perceptive and blunt, seized the moment in the car. She had been holding back information, the kind of secrets that only a child of her experience could carry, and Willow had no idea how much she would learn in the next few minutes. As Scout spoke, Willow's mind raced, trying to process each revelation. Was it about Drew Kane, the mysterious note Alexis had received, or perhaps something even more sinister connected to Michael Corinthos' whereabouts the night Drew had been shot? The ride turned into a confessional, with Scout's innocent voice carrying truths that would unsettle even the most steadfast adult in Port Charles. Meanwhile, Alexis Davis, ever the strategist, had her own agenda. With the letter about Michael's presence at Drew's house in hand, she contemplated how to use it to Willow's advantage in the looming trial. The stakes were high, and Alexis knew that even the smallest piece of information could tip the scales of justice. She had to tread carefully, balancing the line between hope and manipulation, as she sought to prepare Willow for the courtroom battle ahead. At the Quartermain mansion, festivities were underway, though nothing was truly simple in Port Charles. Michael Corinthos, trying to balance family obligations with his own tangled life, invited Jacinda Bracken to join the Boxing Day celebrations. It was an opportunity for Jacinda to interact with Tracy Quartermain, whose approval was never easily earned. Jacinda worked diligently to charm Tracy, aware that even the slightest misstep could derail her plans. Though Tracy appreciated Jacinda's efforts to help Michael, she remained skeptical, sensing that there were details Michael hadn't shared. The tension between honesty and secrecy hovered like a dark cloud over the holiday cheer. Meanwhile, back at Windermere, Drew Kane found himself under the watchful eye of Jen Sidwell. The conversation was far from friendly, as Sidwell made it clear that Drew's usefulness depended entirely on his status as a congressman. Sidwell had no interest in loyalty beyond what served his own ends. If Drew failed to secure re-election, Sidwell would let him sink without a second thought. The weight of this threat pressed heavily on Drew, his every move now a careful calculation between survival and morality. Willow's arrival at Windermere disrupted the tense exchange between Drew and Sidwell. Bursting into the room with her usual intensity, she apologized for her delay, yet her presence immediately shifted the dynamics. Drew's worry and Sidwell's authority collided with Willow's curiosity and resolve. She listened carefully, picking up subtle cues, fragments of the conversation that hinted at dangerous secrets yet to be fully revealed. Her instincts, sharpened by years of navigating Port Charles's treacherous waters, told her that something significant was about to come to light. Simultaneously, Jordan Ashford stepped up to assist Laura Collins, providing critical information that could aid Laura in her struggle against Sidwell. Jordan became a crucial ally in the battle of wits and power. Laura, hungry for any advantage, absorbed the intel with gratitude and strategic focus, preparing to counter Sidwell's influence and manipulation. Elsewhere, Marco Rios experienced a sudden epiphany. The realization he had sparked a chain reaction, prompting him to update Lucas Jones and attempt to bring him on board with a plan. Every character in Port Charles seemed to be entwined in plots, counterplots, and fragile alliances, each action rippling across the city like a stone tossed into turbulent waters. The dynamic between ADA Justine Turner and Sonny Corinthos added another layer of tension. Their debates over gray areas in both law and relationships became increasingly heated, with each trying to manipulate the other while maintaining their own moral compass. Their friction was electric, a blend of irritation, respect, and unspoken attraction that complicated every interaction. Meanwhile, Cody Bell shared his insights, dispensing wisdom that could either guide or bewilder those around him, leaving the recipients to interpret his cryptic advice as best they could. As the first week of December 29th to January 2nd unfolded, the drama escalated. Sonny issued a stern warning to Michael, preparing him for the challenges ahead in Willow's trial. Britt Westbourne, attempting to embrace some joy amidst the chaos, hoped for a birthday celebration that could lift her spirits. Lulu Spencer and Nathan West grew closer, their connection deepening as they navigated personal challenges and newfound feelings. Back in the political sphere, Drew Kane's re-election campaign remained under Sidwell's watchful eye. The threat of being discarded if he failed loomed like a guillotine, making every misstep a potential disaster. Willow, meanwhile, absorbed Scout's confidences, learning details that might influence her actions and decisions. The timing of her interruption at Windermere could not have been more fortuitous, or more perilous. Carly Spencer, managing the fallout of Charlotte Cassadine's revelations, wrestled with the danger of exposure. Charlotte had shared information with Rocco Falconeri, and possibly Ace Cassadine, creating a network of potential leaks that threatened to upend carefully constructed plans. Carly's anxiety was palpable, each interaction a delicate negotiation between protection and concealment. Britt Westbourne's birthday brought a temporary reprieve from tension, though even celebrations in Port Charles were seldom without complications. Will she enlist Brad Cooper, Rocco, or Liesl Albrecht to celebrate with her? Every choice carried implications for alliances and loyalties, as personal joy collided with professional and social maneuvering. The programming schedule added another layer of reflection and nostalgia. On December 31st, a repeat from 2024 highlighted Lulu's reunion with Charlotte in Prague, while January 1st featured a tribute to Anthony Geary, replaying Luke's farewell to Port Charles from 2015. Amid the echoes of past dramas, viewers were reminded that Port Charles's history was never truly in the past, its shadows lingered, influencing present events and choices. Friday, January 2nd, resumed the current narrative, with shocking developments. Christina Corinthos Davis faced startling revelations, Laura navigated new demands from Sidwell, and Sonny's warning to Michael underscored the ongoing threats to family and justice. Alexis, juggling strategy and evidence, prepared to leverage her letter regarding Michael's presence at Drew's house, setting the stage for courtroom maneuvers that could change the course of Willow's trial. Dante Falconeri's discussions with ADA Justine Turner further highlighted the intersections of personal loyalty and legal obligation. Every character in Port Charles was on edge, as personal stakes intertwined with professional responsibilities. Portia Robinson's paternity test became a central point of tension. Curtis Ashford's emotional investment in the baby, Isaiah Gannon's hopes for fatherhood, and the possibility of manipulated results created a combustible situation. Hearts were set to break, and alliances would be tested as the truth, or falsehoods, emerged. Jacinda Bracken's romance with Michael Corinthos faced inevitable turmoil. lies and past indiscretions threatened their fragile bond. Michael, navigating both personal desire and pragmatic considerations, might be compelled to end the relationship to prevent further complications. The heartbreak for Jacinda was imminent, as her love clashed with reality. Drew Kane faced the haunting possibility of regaining full memory of his shooting. The revelation that Willow might be responsible for the attempt on his life loomed over him, adding suspense and danger to the household he shared with his new wife. Every decision and trust was now shadowed by fear of betrayal. Jack Brennan's schemes began to circle back as well, threatening to upend his own life and those around him. Carly's secret collaboration with Valentine Cassadine cast a long shadow, leaving Brennan vulnerable to the consequences of his own manipulations. Karma, it seemed, was ready to exact its toll. Amid the darkness, certain residents of Port Charles still embodied hope and kindness. Brooklyn Quartermain emerged as a supportive figure for children and family alike, while Giovanni Gio Palmieri demonstrated loyalty, integrity, and a heart of gold despite past missteps. Cody Bell, despite his rough exterior, showed his softer side, earning the affection of Molly Lansing Davis. Jason Morgan, as always, acted with a moral compass unique to his experiences, sometimes ruthless, but always in service of justice or protection. Elizabeth Liz Weber continued to offer a safe haven, extending kindness and friendship even when society might judge her. The intertwined fates of these characters painted a portrait of a city where secrets could destroy, love could save, and courage could redefine destinies. The weeks ahead promised heartbreak, shocking revelations, and intense confrontations, with encouraging words interspersed amid threats of fury and betrayal. Every choice, conversation, and confession would ripple across Port Charles, shaping the lives of its residents in dramatic, unforgettable ways. Will Willow navigate the revelations about Scout, Drew, and Michael? Will Sidwell's threats come to fruition, or will Drew manage to secure his position? Can Jacinda survive heartbreak while maintaining her dignity? Will Portia's paternity test lead to joy or devastation? And as Jason, Liz, Brooklyn, and others continue to act with courage and compassion, will the city of Port Charles find moments of peace amid the chaos, or will new storms arise to challenge them all once again? One thing was certain, General Hospital's December through mid-January episodes promised a masterclass in suspense, emotion, and drama. From shocking secrets to tender reconciliations, the city's inhabitants would face trials that tested loyalty, morality, and love, ensuring that viewers remained riveted, hearts in their throats, and eyes glued to the unfolding drama in Port Charles.